Hi there. Maybe you've asked yourself this quiet question in the mirror. How many healthy years do I have left? After 70, time starts to feel different, more sacred, more urgent. It's no longer just about adding days. It's about making the days you have truly count. What if I told you your body is already whispering the answer through signs you might be missing every single day? You've seen it, haven't you? Some people in their 70s seem to glow with energy. They move with purpose, laugh with ease, and stay sharp. Others? They slow down. They shrink. Their spark dims. But here's the truth no one tells you. This isn't just aging. These changes, they're signals. Your body, your mind, they've been speaking to you. And once you learn to listen, you change the story entirely. Stay with me until the end of this video, because I'm going to walk you through 7 subtle, science-backed signs that can give you insight into your health span. Not just how long you live, but how well you live. And even more important, I'll show you how to change the trajectory starting today, because it's never too late. Not to live longer, but to live better. Steady feet. Strong future. Balance is often dismissed as a small part of aging, something we only worry about when we start to stumble or feel unsteady. But in truth, balance is far more than the strength in your legs. It is a full-body symphony involving your muscles, your nervous system, your inner ear, and most importantly, your brain. Researchers have discovered that one of the clearest, most scientifically backed predictors of how long you'll live after age 70 is something incredibly simple: your ability to stand on one leg for at least 10 seconds. This test may sound like a children's game, but the data behind it is far from playful. Several long-term studies have shown that older adults who struggle to balance for 10 seconds or more without support are significantly more likely to face serious health risks, including falls that lead to injury, cognitive decline, and even premature death. Why? Because balance is an integrated function of your entire body, a reflection of your coordination, muscle tone, reflexes, and neurological health. When it begins to slip, it's not just a matter of falling. It's a matter of your body signaling that deeper systems are under strain. Imagine 2 women. Both are 74, both live in the same neighborhood, and both go to the same doctor. One practices yoga, moves with grace, and can easily balance on one foot without support. The other finds herself holding on to the bathroom's sink just to change her socks. It's not about one being fit and the other frail. It's about the gradual choices they've made and the daily habits that either support or weaken the foundation of their independence. And here's the best part. This isn't about perfection. It's about awareness. Balance can absolutely be improved. You can train it, strengthen it, and maintain it. Try standing barefoot near a wall or sturdy surface. Lift one foot a few inches off the floor. Can you hold that position without wobbling for at least 10 seconds? If you can't, don't feel defeated. Feel informed. That's your body telling you exactly where it needs your attention. Gentle exercises like Tai Chi, heel-to-toe walking, or even brushing your teeth while standing on one leg can begin to rebuild stability. Consistency matters more than difficulty. 10 seconds a day can add years to your life. Not just more years, but better ones, where you walk unassisted, move confidently, and avoid the chain reaction that often follows a serious fall. Because balance is not just about posture, It's your body's way of whispering where your future is headed. And if you listen closely, you can still rewrite that path. And now, as we move from what your feet reveal to what your hands hold, let's talk about another quiet, powerful predictor of your longevity: the strength of your grip. Strength in your hands. What a handshake really says. There was a time when your hands did everything. Held babies, carried groceries, opened tight jars, and helped others up. But have you noticed lately that everyday tasks feel just a little harder? That holding on to a heavy bag, twisting open a bottle, or even gripping the steering wheel doesn't feel as steady as it used to? That's not just aging, that's your body quietly signaling something deeper. Grip strength is one of the most powerful predictors of how long and how well you'll live after 70. It may seem like a small detail. After all, what does your handshake have to do with your heart, brain, or bones? The answer? Everything. A strong grip reflects strong muscles, a healthy nervous system, and proper circulation. It's also directly connected to your overall physical resilience and independence. Now, think back. Maybe 10 or 15 years ago, you had a firm handshake, lifted your groceries with ease, carried grandkids without hesitation. That strength made you feel capable, grounded in your body, confident in your day. Now, if you've started to notice a subtle decline, needing both hands for something that used to take one, pausing before lifting a suitcase, don't ignore it. This is one of the clearest signs that your muscle mass may be decreasing, and with it, your long-term vitality. Imagine two men, Robert and Walter, both 78. Robert kept up light strength training, even just a few minutes a day, squeezing a ball or doing simple curls with water bottles. His grip stayed strong. Walter, on the other hand, stopped using his hands actively. Over time, tasks became harder, his balance decreased, and his confidence declined. The difference? Robert held on, to his health, to his freedom. The best part? This is reversible. You can rebuild grip strength at any age. Try squeezing a tennis ball for 30 seconds a few times a day. Use hand grippers. Carry light grocery bags instead of pushing a cart. Even kneading dough or gardening counts. The more you use your hands with intention, the more your whole body responds. Because this isn't about just strength, it's about control. Independence. Power. When you hold on to life with strength, life holds back. If you can hold on tighter, you'll hold on longer. To life, to freedom, to joy. And speaking of movement, let's go beyond your hands and talk about your feet, because the way you walk might be revealing even more about your future than you think. When your steps slow down, so might time. Picture this. Two men, both 75, walking down the same street on a quiet morning. One moves with ease, steady, upright, a purposeful rhythm in his steps. The other shuffles a little, pausing at each corner, slightly hunched, watching his feet more than the road ahead. On the surface, they're just two older men going for a walk. But in reality, they're revealing something far deeper. How long and how well they may live. Walking speed, something so ordinary, so easy to overlook, has quietly become one of the most powerful indicators of longevity in people over 70. Studies from around the world, including research published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, show that seniors who walk briskly tend to live significantly longer than those whose pace has slowed dramatically. This isn't just about muscle. It's about what walking pace reflects, the coordination between your brain, heart, lungs, and legs. When your steps become shorter or less confident, it's often your nervous system signaling subtle changes. Maybe your circulation is slowing. Maybe your lungs aren't filling quite as fully. Or maybe your muscles are losing strength without you realizing it. You may not feel unwell, but if you find yourself avoiding stairs, needing longer breaks, or struggling to cross a street before the light changes, your body is whispering to you. It's time to move differently. But here's the best part. Walking speed can be improved. The human body is wonderfully adaptable. Even after 70, just 15 to 30 minutes of consistent walking each day can make a measurable difference. Add in small challenges like light hills, timed intervals, or using walking poles for posture, and your strength will begin to return. Combine that with deep breathing as you walk, expanding lung capacity, and your whole system responds. You don't need to train like an athlete. You just need to walk like your life depends on it, because in some ways, it does. How fast you move through life might just show how long you'll keep moving at all. And while your walking pace is something you notice in motion, there's another signal that often creeps in quietly, during the most still and silent part of your day, your sleep. And what it reveals might surprise you. Sleep. Your body's quietest health report. At first glance, sleep may seem like a passive part of life, a daily pause between one day and the next. But after the age of 70, sleep becomes far more than just rest. It's repair. It's protection. And according to countless studies, it's one of the clearest indicators of how long and how well you may live. Research from institutions like Harvard Medical School and the National Institute on Aging consistently shows a strong link between quality sleep and healthy aging. During deep sleep, your brain flushes out toxins linked to Alzheimer's disease. Your cells regenerate, your immune system strengthens, and your heart rate and blood pressure normalize, giving your cardiovascular system a much-needed break. But when sleep is disturbed, fragmented, shallow, or insufficient, all of those functions begin to unravel. Think of Susan, 74. Every night, she goes to bed at the same time, sleeps about 7 hours, and wakes up feeling clear and energized. Her doctor tells her she's aging gracefully. But her grace isn't luck. It's rooted in routine. Compare that with Martha, also 74. She tosses and turns, wakes frequently, and often feels more exhausted in the morning than when she went to bed. She forgets names more often, her blood pressure has risen, and her moods feel heavier. What changed? Just her nights. Poor sleep is often the body's first cry for help, but many of us ignore it. Maybe you chalk it up to aging, or maybe you've lived with disrupted sleep for so long that it feels normal, but it isn't. Interrupted sleep can raise inflammation levels, compromise immunity, and make the brain more vulnerable to cognitive decline. The good news? Sleep patterns can improve. A few small changes can make a big difference. Sticking to a consistent bedtime, avoiding screens an hour before bed, getting morning sunlight to reset your internal clock, and cutting caffeine after noon. Gentle evening stretches, calming music, or reading can help signal your brain that it's time to wind down. Even the temperature of your bedroom matters. Cooler is often better. If your nights are broken, your future might be too. And while sleep is the time your body rebuilds and restores, What you eat during the day fuels that process. Because the next sign on our list has everything to do with your appetite and what it's really trying to tell you. When food still tastes good, life still feels full. We often think of appetite as something simple. You're either hungry or you're not. But after 70, appetite becomes a signal far deeper than an empty stomach. It's a reflection of health, mood, memory, and even emotional connection to life itself. Let me tell you about two women. Margaret is 75. Every morning, she starts her day with coffee, a fresh piece of fruit, and warm toast. She plans her meals, looks forward to dinner, and still takes joy in baking her famous blueberry muffins for the grandkids. Then there's Elaine, also 75. Over the past year, food has lost its spark. She skips breakfast, picks at lunch, and sometimes forgets to eat dinner altogether. "I'm just not hungry," she tells her doctor. But what's really happening inside her body is much more serious. A declining appetite is not just a side effect of aging, it can be a warning sign. It may mean the body isn't absorbing nutrients properly, or that taste buds have dulled due to medications or chronic illness. It may point to hormonal shifts, early signs of depression, or even cognitive changes that are too subtle to name, yet too powerful to ignore. Weight loss that isn't intentional, fatigue after meals, or even disinterest in favorite dishes. These are not just passing quirks. They're signals. And the danger doesn't stop at the dinner table. When seniors eat less, they often lose muscle mass. That means more weakness, more falls, slower healing, and less independence. The body begins to break down because it doesn't have what it needs to build up. And it happens quietly, one skipped meal at a time. But just as appetite fades slowly, it can return with care. The solution isn't force, it's curiosity. Start by asking, when did I stop enjoying food? Reconnect with flavors that once brought you comfort. Cook with others. Eat outside. Focus on nutrient-rich, colorful meals that feel light, energizing. Small meals throughout the day may be easier to manage than big ones. And don't forget hydration. Dehydration can suppress hunger without you realizing it. Sometimes restoring your appetite starts with restoring your joy. Because food isn't just fuel. It's life, celebration, and memory, all on a plate. Your appetite isn't just about hunger. It's about hope. But even when the body is nourished, there's another kind of weight we carry, not in our muscles, but in our minds. Because the next sign that shapes your future isn't physical, it's emotional. And it often hides behind a quiet sigh, a racing thought, or a restless heart. Silent stress. Loud consequences. You might not see it. You might not even feel it, not at first. But chronic stress is one of the most underestimated threats to your longevity after 70. It doesn't just wear you down emotionally. It wears down your heart, your memory, your immune system, and even your ability to sleep. But here's the truth. It's not the presence of stress that shortens your life. It's your relationship with it. Let's meet two men. Harold, 76, still faces life's curveballs. His roof leaked last winter, his daughter is going through a divorce, and his arthritis flares up during colder months. But Harold takes deep breaths. He meditates for 10 minutes every morning. He reaches out to friends, walks every afternoon, and writes his thoughts in a journal when the nights feel too heavy. His life isn't easier, but his heart beats steadier because of how he holds his challenges. Now let's look at Lewis, also 76. He watches the news all day, ruminates over every missed phone call, and replays old arguments in his mind. He doesn't sleep well. His shoulders are always tense. He brushes off invitations and insists, "I'm fine," even when he's not. Lewis may not realize it, but his nervous system is always in high alert, and over time, that wears down the body like water eroding stone. Chronic stress triggers a state called inflammation, a low-level fire within the body that accelerates nearly every age-related disease, from heart conditions and diabetes to Alzheimer's. It raises blood pressure, interrupts hormone balance, and suppresses the immune system. And it doesn't always come from dramatic moments. It's the daily drip of worry, the mental load that never seems to shut off, the loneliness that lingers under the surface. But the antidote to stress is not to eliminate every problem. It's to build resilience. This starts with awareness. When you notice your breath quicken or your thoughts spiral, pause, ground yourself. Take 5 deep breaths. Stretch. Get outside. Call a friend. Practice mindfulness, prayer, or stillness. Whatever brings your nervous system back to center. Because calm isn't the absence of difficulty. It's the strength to move through it without drowning. And it's one of the most powerful predictors of long life, not because stress disappears, but because it no longer owns you. Calm isn't just peaceful, it's powerful. And as we prepare to close this journey, there's one last sign. It's not about your balance, or your sleep, or even your heartbeat. It's about the hearts that beat near yours, and how connected you remain to the world around you. Relationships, the vitamin you can't swallow, only live. If you could bottle one habit proven to extend life, lift your mood, protect your heart, and even sharpen your mind, it wouldn't come from a pharmacy. It would come from something far simpler and far more human. Connection. Social engagement is one of the most powerful, yet often overlooked, predictors of longevity after 70. People who stay connected, who laugh, who share meals and memories, live longer and age better. And it's not just about being surrounded by others, it's about being meaningfully connected to them. Imagine 2 women, both 78. Eleanor begins her day by walking with a friend. Twice a week, she attends a book club, and every Sunday her grandchildren call just to hear her voice. Even when she's alone, she feels remembered. Her days have rhythm and warmth. Barbara, on the other hand, wakes up to silence. Her phone rarely rings. Old friends have drifted away, family is busy, and social outings feel exhausting. She's healthy on paper, but her soul is tired. She shrinks from the world, and in doing so, she shrinks from herself. Loneliness isn't always loud. It doesn't always look like sadness. Sometimes, it looks like long afternoons, unanswered messages, and a growing belief that maybe no one would notice if you weren't there. But here's the good news. Connection isn't about quantity. It's about quality. A single heartfelt conversation can nourish your spirit more than a room full of small talk. Volunteering once a week, joining a local club, calling a neighbor, or simply reaching out to a loved one, these small acts ripple through your life in powerful ways. Science backs this up. Studies show that loneliness can be as harmful to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. But social bonds, even light ones, reduce inflammation, strengthen the immune system, lower risk of stroke and dementia, and add years to your life. So the question isn't just, who do you talk to? It's, Who do you let see the real you? Who do you laugh with? Who do you check in on, and who checks in on you? It's never too late to build or rebuild those bridges, because the health of your heart, emotionally and physically, depends on it. Longevity doesn't just live in your DNA, it lives in your conversations. So now you know the 7 signs. But here's the deeper question. Knowing all this, what will you choose to do next? Time isn't over unless you let go. You are not too late. You're not behind. You're not fading. You are exactly where you need to be, right here, right now. These 7 signs we've explored, they're not warnings of what's ending. They're invitations. Invitations to begin again, wiser, stronger, and more in control than ever before. Because this chapter of your life isn't about slowing down. It's about showing up for your body, your mind, your spirit, and your future. Your balance tells a story. Your grip strength, your pace, your sleep, your appetite, your peace of mind, your relationships, they are all whispering the same truth. You still matter. And more importantly, you still have power. The steps you take today, no matter how small, can shape the years ahead in ways you never imagined. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have all the answers. But you do have to begin. And now is the perfect time. It's not about living forever. It's about living fully, for as long as you can. If this video gave you even one moment of clarity, a little hope, or helped shift how you see yourself and your future, then please like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about, someone you want to grow stronger with, not just grow older next to. Your best days? They're not behind you. They're waiting for you to choose them.